All relationships are optional. And when we have consideration, care, and respect being optional components we decide to show up with, the relationship becomes even more optional at that point, and this includes family. Okay, we need to understand that familiarity and function are not the same thing. We also need to understand that being related to somebody is not the same thing as having a relationship with them. Okay, and whatever road you need to take to get to that point, you will recognize that. A lot of times people ask that question, well, what about family? When we talk about boundaries, respect, and self-care, like what about family? Like that is the exception to the rule. But we need to actually understand what it is that we're asking in the answer in that question. Why is it that the first relationships I have should be allowed to disrupt my self-image and also my ability to sustain healthy relationships later in life? Okay, if a person came up to us and said, well, I'm going to mistreat you. This is just how I am. This is how my family operates. So this is how we're going to function. You'd opt out, right? Oftentimes we expect people to be equally yoked. We expect them to show up with the necessary tools to exist in a relationship properly, for them to learn a new skill set despite what they may have been through in the past, right? That is a requirement of stepping into a relationship with us. However, when it comes to us and our responsibility and our understanding of what that looks like, we now have exceptions. We have backdoor exits, especially when it comes to family. I want you to realize something. Family will be the first relationships that you have. They will not be the only relationships you have to be responsible for, accountable for, take care of, show up for. Okay? Which means that if you have not learned how to treat people properly from your home base, you got to get out there and learn some new skills, because you always have opportunity. And just because you are related to these people by blood, it's clear that the relationship or the respect in it has a contingency. There's a double standard there. So what are you willing to do about that? The moment you ask, when it comes to boundaries, when it comes to care, when it comes to self-respect and value, well, what about family? You are answering your own question, because what you're saying is, I've been treated so poorly by the people I was supposed to trust the most, and I feel like I should give them a pass. But if you continue to give them a pass, you will always be passed over in any relationship that you subject yourself to later in life.